But Dua Lipa has had, because she did a concert last year, and I think it's the biggest ever virtual concert. Wow. She had 5 million views, 5 million streams.
Oh, that's fucked.
On this concert.
That is ridiculous.
I looked it up. Vasco Rossi has done the biggest ever in-person concert of 224,000 people.
Which is a lot of people. That is a lot of people.
But that's like 20, 25 times. My math's shocking, but I think that's what it is.
You're saying your reach is just like amplified dramatically.
You can't, the facilities sort of almost don't exist in a way to be able to. And
you
also,
can't match that in real life.
Geographically, because you're able to grab people from the UK, from Germany,
your reach is
South Africa, like
dramatic.
all these different.
It's literally people just sitting there on their phones or in their bedroom playing on the console. Yeah. It's like you can talk to them and you're in the other side of the world.
You have Dua Lipa concert on the background while you're doing 3 other things. Yeah. Just there. Yeah, I'm watching it.
Like to me, that sounds awesome if you're having a party. Like what the hell? I'll get Travis. It'll be a live performance. I'll buy the tickets. Spotify selling $15 tickets for the event, so I'll pay $15. People are coming over. We'll listen to Travis. There's a visual component too. We'll play that on the TV for people that want to watch it. Like, to me, that's cool, and it's not live. It's not Travis performing live. It's a pre-recorded version, but it's only played during that window.
Yeah, which is cool.
So, which is essentially the same thing to the people watching it, because they're the only one seeing it, the first one seeing it.
And there'll be no technical difficulties because it's essentially just a broadcast. And the audio is going to be good as well. I don't know if you watch on grand final days, sometimes they'll have an artist come in and perform in the stadium.
Often horribly, it's just not the right environment for a stadium or for a performance like that.
You've got complete creative control.
Also, you could record it in a sound booth.
That's what they're doing.
So, your sound would be crisp rather than like just audio. Amplifying out through the stadium.
Perfect audio, great for a party.
Just get me thinking, boys.
Yeah, because Spotify doing $15 tickets. But is this a way for creators to come up with? Is this creators coming up with ways to interact with fans on what feels like or more like a one-to-one setting?
Do you think?
I don't
it would
think
feel
it's
any more like a one. I don't think it would feel any more personal.
I think it's more inclusive. I think they're doubling down on inclusivity. They're not trying to go to like the individuality. They're just like, you know what? There's already fucking 50 million of you playing this game. We may as well just have a concert where all 50 million of you listen to it. It's
part of like what's special about a concert though is like you're not necessarily guaranteed to get it if a popular person comes. Like you have to get in there quick. You have to be on the event. You have to get there. You have to be ready. And there's part of a satisfaction with being okay. There's 80,000 people here, but a lot more people wanted to come. I got to go see it. Is there something that's going to be lost with that?
I agree, but in a concert you've got the 80,000 people, but there are way more super fans that Travis Scott has that want to be purchasing tickets,
and they literally just can't get there.
Like sometimes it's not even. It is that they want to go to the concert, but fans also feel a responsibility to like almost say thank you to the creator.
Yes, of course. That they like the music, they want to them.
Exactly, they want to be able to give back and encourage them to keep going. So there's also that aspect. So having 40,000 people that couldn't get into the concert, not pay anything, miss out entirely. I don't think it's going to ever take away in-person concerts because there's an energy of other people around you and 50,000 people around you
who are super fans.
It actually is giving me goosebumps, who are all super hyped about this one song or this one moment, and the goosebumps are getting bigger on me. But there's something about that can't be replaced. But if it's a $15 ticket, it's going to be better than a Travis Scott playlist because the audio is going to be better. It's going to be better mixed. There's also going to be some aspects of a performance visually.
And you can
is it more inclusive?
Well, you can make it really inclusive. Well, I was just having to think. You could actually make it super individual. I'm going to go back on what I just said, where I said we're doubling down on inclusivity. I'm actually going to take that away because if you wanted to, you could stream it just to certain servers at certain times of the week. For example, you could say, okay, the server that's just for Brisbane, only people in Brisbane are going to hear this on Monday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And just people in Sydney are going to hear it at 3:30 in the afternoon. And you can like timetable it to make it really like individual.
Use it like a tour. It's almost the same
literally.
as a tour.
Use it like a tour because you're not doing anything at that period of time. Yep. So if they wanted to create a chat, Travis Scott could be live on the chat at that period. I don't even know if and I'm pretty sure Spotify don't offer that feature, but that would be something that they should look at including.
Well, imagine if they were like...
Because they're able to break it down.
Yeah. Imagine if Travis was like live streaming and he's like, oh, yep, David 42 in Brisbane, yeah, so keen for the show tonight. Yeah. Like, glad you're listening, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what you're talking about.
Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
People would get off on that just by, like, having that... And people know that it's not directly to them, but there's still that... It's a closer connection.
Yeah, it is.
I think...
Well, that is definitely closer than him standing on the stage and me at the back of the mix.
Ooh, I don't know what beats that.
No, but what I'm saying...
I know what you're saying, though.
No, it's more inclusive. For example, if he's on the stage...
He just can't see me. Nosebleed seats.
And I'm right out the back. He's not going to be like, oh, shit, Dylan from Brisbane. Oh, damn. No, like, he's not... He doesn't.
Well, you kind of see that with Twitch. Like, people watch people play video games, they get shout-outs. They're like, oh, yeah. People love those shout-outs. They give more donations or whatever it is because they just want to hear their name said.
Like David Bowie donated $5 to say pee-pee poo-poo.
Impossible. David Bowie can't.
No, but...
I know, and it's PewDiePie. Pee-pee poo-poo. But, I think it's exciting. But
there is a market for it, for
and
sure.
I
People
think,
will like that. Yeah.
And I think it's still sustainable when artists start to tour again and when festivals start to...
It's just another option, isn't it? It's another thing that they can do if they can't physically tour for whatever reason.
You could also do more in the year. Like more tours in the year. Because you're only one person. Whereas you can broadcast to 50 places at once.
In the Spotify thing, it's a $15 ticket. It's not the $150, so people are like... Oh, I want the cheaper option. I'll just watch the virtual one.
Exactly.
Oh, I want to go see him. I'm going to pay $150.
Exactly.
Go see them in person. I think it's probably a really good thing in terms of giving them options and people options.
But will there be a point if there's too many pre-recorded concerts sold? Can you keep selling the same pre-recording? Or not the same pre-recording, it might be a different album. But how much can you keep pushing this?
Well, you could push it a lot because of the use of NFTs. This is so interesting that everything's tying together.
Like live purchases, though.
Yeah, because people may not have heard it because there could be NFT codings on it, so you can't copy it because it's individual in and of itself.
We need a actual a proper fucking NFT expert because I'd love to have it broken down and all the potentials of it explained to me because it sounds exciting and it does seem tied into everything. But I wonder though, is there a point where there'll be too many pre-recorded concerts?
Maybe. Too diluted. Too many people can just do it, and there's no
Flume can make one on Wednesday, and then he can make another one on 2 weeks Wednesday.
Yeah, it's like, bro, this is barely different. Does that happen?
If that happens, I think it wouldn't be like anything. Like the market would be like, oh, we don't want to see this anymore. People will stop doing it because they're not being as fruitful as they were initially. I think it'll sort itself out. But I think it definitely has that potential of people just going too hard at it, too many different things that are very similar.
And just overwhelm the community.
Yeah, too much. And then people just don't do anything. It's like, oh, fuck it.
Because touring's expensive as well. Touring's expensive because it's obviously the travel costs. But then I've heard stories, and I can't remember who the artist was, but would spend more on the actual... Actually, it was Travis. Because he can actually afford to spend more on the actual concert through the audio and the props that he has on stage with him, and whether it's the Astroworld roller coaster, so many other things going on that it's not just 80,000 people bought a $100 ticket. That's $800K. It's not that. There's costs of having the audio and there's so many other things.
The logistics is almost impossible to understand without going to the detail.
Exactly. Yeah, and I can't even fully comprehend it, but I understand a snippet of it. So that's why I'm sort of thinking these virtual tours could become a thing for lesser known artists as well, because they don't have to go to Europe to get a European.
Lewis Capaldi, he literally made a name for himself as a digital artist, and then.
Wow. So many of them.
And one like Britain's Talent.
Because the good quality people will still break through and rise to the top.
Always.
So that won't... I don't think that'll change from that.
But when the other people, the ones who are up and coming, when they try and get into it because it's cheaper and easier, is that when it becomes flooded and diluted?
Well, it favours the independent because you don't need probably the studios and things to push your stuff or record labels.
Well, what if you had traditional
model is.
I think record labels are just about gone.
Yeah.